Some of you wanted a longer toning video, so I'm going to make one. And the purpose of toning is to awaken the light body so that our energy body is awakened and vibrates at a higher frequency. We're kind of like a light bulb. We can be lit at 500 watts or 750 watts or 1,000 watts. And what the toning does is it removes the stress, and actually it's little kind of particles that are caught on the energy body. In yoga they call them the nadis, and in Chinese medicine they're referred to as the meridians. But the toning begins to move the prana. In yoga we call it prana. In Chinese medicine they call it the qi. It moves the prana through the body, moves that energy through the body. And when that energy moves in our body, it begins to release anything that's caught on those nadis. The word nadis actually translates as little streams of energy moving through our bodies. In actuality, we're mostly energy. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like we're mostly physical, but in actuality, we're mostly, I think it's like only 0.01% physical and 99.99% energy. And so what the toning does is it helps us to identify with our energy body, our light body, our diamond body, our crystal body, our energetic anatomy. There are so many different names for our energy body. The important thing about the energy body is that when the energy is flowing through the meridians or the nadis, our mind goes quiet, our conscious thinking mind goes quiet, because the energy is moving through our bodies. And when the energy is not moving through our bodies, it's feeding our conscious thinking mind. It feeds our conscious thinking mind. And so we're much more caught in what I call the rascal mind, that part of our mind that can drive us crazy and make us anxious. But once we have the energy, and that's what yoga does, asana, pranayama, and toning, is it helps to get the energy to move through our body so that the nadis open and the energy flows through our body, and that part of our mind goes quiet. And we become with feelings of quietness, of peacefulness inside of our bodies. So the energy can be either feeding our conditioned, conscious, rascal mind, or it can be feeding our bodies. And that's what all of yoga is about, is getting that energy to feed our bodies. And once it feeds our bodies, this mind goes quiet, and then we open up to whatever is coming through us. Sometimes we call that our mind is open. It's free associates. It just allows whatever comes through to come through, and then we notice it. And that's how we find our authentic true self, because we begin to notice what is coming through our minds. We have a little bit of distance from it. We notice it, and it informs us about who we are and what's happening to us. So we get to know ourselves, and then we can make better choices around that. So I'm going to do a longer toning. Some people don't like toning, and if you find that you don't like it, by all means, just close the video. It isn't for everybody. There's lots of different ways of getting the energy to flow through our bodies. Some people just go out into nature and that energy is flowing through them. Some people love to listen to beautiful music, and it allows that energy to flow through their bodies. it centers them. It gets them aligned energetically, which makes us feel centered and peaceful inside. So if it works for you, that's wonderful. If not, there's lots of other different ways. Toning is just a kind of a quick way to, for me, when I'm teaching, to get people to come into their bodies so that they're doing asana and pranayama and meditation. They're doing it through their feeling self rather than through the intellectual mind. And it just makes it go that level deeper. And once it's that level deeper, it can go into different levels of our being that are unique to each one of us. So you can sit back in your chair, close your eyes, you can lie down and just let this play and find out what happens to you. It's going to be different for everyone. And I'd like to dedicate this longer toning to Pippa and her daughter Genevieve. Her daughter loved it, the last one, and I wanted to make a longer one for Genevieve so that she could listen to it and allow the healing vibrations to move through her. So let's see what happens for you in this. And I'll begin toning now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Until our next video, I love you.